Does the title say that we've already spent 200 million? I think it does. G'day, guys. Welcome to the Aussie Gooner channel. I'm talking transfers. I'm talking some of the ones that have been done. I'm talking about the ones that are going to be done. I'm talking about Arsenal already have spent over 200 million pounds, and it's been all of fucking 6 seconds. Like, if this ain't premature, I don't know. But you know what? Most Arsenal fans right now are semi-buzzing. They're not jumping for joy. They're not fucking hanging off the chandeliers. But you know what? They're semi-buzzing. They're a bit happy. You know what I mean? There's some signings they're not a bit fucking jumping for joy for. There's a bit of signings here and now. I'm backing my manager. But there's some signings that are fucking impressive. Fucking impressive. Guys, I thought I'd come on. I know it's a bit late. I know everyone's done their thing about these three fucking players. I know they have. I thought I'm going to come out, give my opinion on what I've got this transfer window so far. And I know, well, fuck me. My phone's fucking going off. Nah. I'm telling you now, guys, to be perfectly fucking honest, this has been a transfer window to fucking break all fucking brains of fucking Arsenal fans, a transfer window. No one's seen a transfer window like this in a long time, if ever. A lot of young Arsenal fans have never seen us go in fucking so strong. But Arsenal have come into this transfer window and it looks like they are set. They are ready and they are making moves. They're not mucking around. They're not hanging back in the corners and whispering about players in corners. Fuck my life with this phone. Sorry, guys. Yeah. They're sitting here and they got a plan. They're moving forward. They're making moves before big clubs are making moves, you know. We're making sure that preseason comes in and our players are already ready to rumble. Now, look, I know there's been some signings that are a bit here and there and everywhere. I know a lot of people like myself are a bit wondering and a bit bewildered about Kai Havertz. But I'm pretty sure when we start talking about Jurrien Timber and we're talking about Declan Rice, most Arsenal fans are sitting here saying, this is some serious business. You know what I mean? But, guys, I'm going to jump into the comments real quick saying g'day. Guys, if you haven't smashed the likes and hit the subs, please, if you don't mind, it'd be great. And don't forget, turn on the notifications. So when I'm on, you know I'm on. And then you can jump on and we can be on. You know what I mean, bro? Anyway, guys, let me just check this out. Henry Ray Baker channel. Big up. Afternoon, Gooner. Enjoy your live. Just came in to like your video. Bro. Big up. Much love. BX in the building. Just started working. Morning, everyone. Fuck. Bro, big up. George G, embarrassing. What are you talking about? Who? Please, are you talking Shy, Kai, Kia Havertz? Because you can't be talking about the rest. But tell me what you're thinking. OG CFC in the building. He's saying if this season backfires for Arsenal, Arteta will be Wenger 2.0. If, buts, and maybes. Manchester City are a monster. No doubt about it. Backfire would be not winning anything at all, in my opinion. When you look at Manchester City, CFC, and you look at every other club that's in the Premier League, there's a massive gap. And there's a gap between them and Arsenal. But there's also a massive gap between us and everybody else. You know what I mean? Got to look down, you see. You know what I mean, bro? I don't know about Chelsea. I think they'll finish, 9th or 10th. You never know, bro. Might get up there and then maybe ahead of Spurs. You know what I mean? Strasbourg Steve, thanks, bro. Big up, bro. Big up, please. Yes, look, he's got the right idea. Smash the like. Smash the motherfuckers. Smash the shit. Grab the like and fucking headbutt it. You know what I mean? What do we got here? King of Animals. Hello. Is this all about Arsenal only? I am a Bayern supporter living in Canberra, matey. Sorry, dude. It is about Arsenal. It's only Arsenal. I'm not really talking too much about most other teams. You know what I mean? That's why it's the Aussie Gooner channel. I do jump on other channels like the Football Capital. So if you haven't, my man, check out the Football Capital. Me and my man Borche, we talk about football here, there, and everywhere. Check that out. There might be a bit of chit-chat about the world of football there. But here, right now, I'm sorry, my man. I'm going to be honest with you. It's an Arsenal channel. Know what I mean? From time to time, I do a spade. But thank you for joining. George G, asses only. Oh, here we go. Hi, Steve. Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, Taib, I'm doing good, my man. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing well, my man. I hope you're doing well. Arsenal forever. A few more signings, and we're good to go. Now, that is a great comment. Yes, that is true. A few more signings. And the signings that I'm looking at the moment, we need another midfielder. Declan Rice is around the corner. That's happening, right? Jurrien Timber, medical has been booked. So as long as this guy's Ridgy Didge, he's coming over to Arsenal. It's been agreed. Dollars and cents have been fucking agreed upon, guys. And you know what? We're doing pretty decent. You know what I mean? With these players that are coming in. Now, look, another midfielder is key here. Because the problem we have now is there's a possibility that either Granit Xhaka or Thomas Partey are leaving. Now, Xhaka or Partey to stay would be good enough for us. But I think either or both are leaving at the moment. So to be perfectly honest, man, I share your sentiments. We are good to go with maybe another midfielder. It's a must. Arsenal fans acting all gassy over money spent. Well, it's money spent in the right way. Now, I know the Kai Havertz thing isn't something to be gassed about, and I'm not excited about it. Hopefully, he'll prove me wrong because this guy is a Richarlison. It feels like a Richarlison 2.0. Oh, that's right. You're a Spurs fan. Funny that is. We're gassed about the signing of a player like Declan Rice. And I know a lot of Spurs fans like yourself are looking at Maddison and saying, we've got Maddison. What's Declan Rice compared to Maddison? Two different players. Two exact opposite players. Different, completely different. The quality is different. And Declan Rice actually wants to come to Arsenal, unlike James Maddison, who doesn't want anything to do with Spurs. No, I'm just joking, bro. My guy. Nah, look, we're gassed about spending some serious money because we can both agree upon one thing. Both Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal aren't ones to spend money. Arsenal always a little bit more, but Spurs, you guys need to spend. Arsenal forever. Arteta close to 700 million spent. Should be winning the league minimum. He's had it easy too long now. Okay, yeah. Should be winning the league? Yeah, maybe. Against Manchester City? That's a tough one. These guys just won the treble. Now, I know the expectations are we got to do it all, regardless. Chelsea have spent top-notch dollar, and they're selling a lot right now so they can fucking reinvest into their squad. So theoretically, with the money that Mikel Arteta spent and the money that Chelsea have spent, both Chelsea and Arsenal should be looking to win the title next season. So, look, I know what you're saying. We need to compete. We need to do well. I want Arsenal to win the title, but I look at Manchester City as a new breed of animal, new Galactico. This is a team that's not going to be very easy to knock off its perch. But you know what? We're moving in the right direction. I think you can agree. London will be ruled by Spurs. All players you got are dead. Playing Rice for 100 million. Oh, they're all dead. They're all dead. They're all dead. Yeah, bro. Yeah. If you want to see dead, it's your football club. I think the only thing that's happening at your football club is the go-kart track. Agreed, George G. It's embarrassing to hype over all these mediocre players. Fair enough. You think they're mediocre? Fair enough. But remember, you're the ones that signed fucking James Maddison, a player who fucking tweeted he doesn't like Spurs because he's a fucking desperate. Desperate FC over there, bro. Levy's holding his money real tight, don't worry. And when Harry Kane goes, there goes the magic. What's going to happen? Anyway, let's get out of there. Warren Teams Talk in the building. Guys, if you haven't checked out Warren Teams Talk, check him out. He's got his own YouTube channel and he's awesome. Check him out. Aussies are slapping England all over the joint and we aren't even getting out of first gear. Here we go. Hi, Warren. Arsenal Maniac. Hey, Aussie. How you doing? Good, bro. I'm doing good. Win any trophy, at least an FA Cup again. George G, I want to see success next season. I want to see us in the Champions League. I want to see us do well in the Premier League. But look, I'm gonna jump out of the chat real quick. I'm gonna do one thing real quick. Now, I'm looking at the signings that we do have right now, right? I believe that Jurrien Timber's done. I believe Declan Rice is done. Kai Havertz is obviously done. I think we can all agree that these moves that are being made right now are moves that Arsenal have never really made. We haven't seen positivity like this from an Arsenal transfer window since the 90s, if that, 2000s, when we were signing players, maybe not the biggest money, we were signing players, but they were of quality. Now we're going out there and we're putting our money, we're kind of putting the money forward with players like Declan Rice, Jurrien Timber, a player who's, I'm telling you guys, he's a decent player. The more I see of this centre-back, the more I can see the quality. This guy's a baller. He's young, he's quality centre-back, can play right back, can play right centre-back. This is going to give us the depth that we need. Saliba needs a time off. If Ben White needs time off, Jurrien Timber's going to be ready to go. Straight out of Ajax, straight to Arsenal, no nonsense. Declan Rice is going to be one of those guys that's going to be taken over from the role of Granit Xhaka. And when I mean Granit Xhaka, it's not his position. but it's what Xhaka brings to this team. That's leadership qualities. That's the boss in the midfield. We all screamed for a Vieira-type player in the midfield. Now, I am not comparing Declan Rice's quality to Patrick Vieira's quality. I am comparing their leadership qualities. So I look at Declan Rice's leadership qualities, and I look at Patrick Vieira's leadership qualities, and I can see the fire in both their eyes, and I'm happy about this because the midfield is the spine of the team, and you need someone strong in the middle of the park to be, knocking about, if you know what I mean, throwing some elbows, throwing some punches, and fucking getting in the faces. You know what I mean? Declan Rice is that player. The guy can play centre back. The guy's a CDM. The guy can play centre mid. He's a quality player who's been at West Ham for long enough, and he has been their midfield. I'm excited about Declan Rice. I think he's a wonderful player. But I do believe that the partner we choose in the midfield is going to be key. Because I don't believe Kai Havertz is going to be the be-all and end-all in the number 8. I believe our formation could change. You know what I mean? Our defensive shape, it's going to change. I believe we're going to be kicking off possibly with 3 in the back. But that's my opinion. You tell me. I mean, I don't know how you guys are feeling about Jurrien Timber, how you guys are feeling about Declan Rice. But I'm pretty sure most Arsenal fans are looking at those signings and saying that we're moving in the right direction. There are still moves to be made, though. Lavia is around the corner as well. We need to make, I think, another statement signing. But we've already spent 205 million, and I believe that we're going to have to spend another 70 million. But this is the time where we're going to have to wheel, deal, and sell some dead wood. And there is plenty of dead wood at Arsenal. We all can agree on that. Taib, Arsenal Maniac, you're a legend. James Bond, my guy. Ozzy, what's good? Bro, what's good? Is this transfer window's going good so far? You know what I mean? So far. I'm not jumping for joy for Kai, but you know what? I'm jumping for joy for Jurrien Timber, and I'm jumping for joy for Declan Rice. You know what I mean? Waving. It's all good. It's all good. Across the pond sports talk, guys. If you haven't, check it out. I'm just saying. Something to wake me the fuck up to. Yeah, bro, you woke up, hey? Oh, it's nice, very nice. Oh, yeah, here you go, mate. Oh, yeah. Football Capital Ruby subbed up, my friend, my guy. Thank you. And I'm telling you, we get up to some fucking weird shit there too. I get up some weird shit here too. You know what I mean, bro? You know what I mean? Are we signing Timber? Is that why you've headlined 200 million spree? Yes. Timber is pretty much done. All Jurrien Timber needs to do is pass his medical, which is booked for next week. So the way I see it, he's an Arsenal man, done and dusted. Ajax have accepted our offer. There's about the 40 to 45 million pound mark. And Jurrien Timber had already agreed to come to Arsenal. He loves what Mikel Arteta is doing at the moment. He loves the dynamic. He loves the process or the plan that we have coming ahead. So Jurrien Timber is an Arsenal man. It's done and dusted as long as he passes his medical, which I believe he will. So he's going to be jumping over here, doing his medical, and he'll be holding up a fucking kit very soon. Signings, blondes for the Arsenal ladies and right. Yeah, blondes for the Arsenal ladies and Rice and Timber for the men. Yeah, bro. Yeah, and serious. The Arsenal ladies have done well. That was a good move, huh? No. I tell you, but they're not. Now, look, those Rubers, and I can't even pronounce the guy's name. I know the player. I just can't pronounce his name, so I'm not going to even try. It's like an alphabet. Just tell me, no, it's not going to happen. These links, serious? Not serious. Not going to happen. 80 million pound to 90 million pound. Not going to happen. They're going to want over 100 for this guy. Quality midfielder, young, all that. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Because the kind of coin we don't have now. We can spend close to 300 million, but the only way we can do that is by selling some of our players. Now, Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey are 2 players that could be out the door. Tell me what you think. Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey out the door. Vibes. You guys feeling that or not? Tell me in the comments. Who would you like to see go? Or both? Is it one or the other, or both of them have to go? Who do you want to keep? CFC OG. As long as City doesn't get sentenced, who cares about these transfers? Feels like boxing Mayweather. No matter what angle you sold. Yeah. It's an uncompetitive degree. Look, CFC, you know what it is? I can sit here, right, and moan and sit here and say, oh, City are going to win the league, or City are going to do this, and City are going to do that. But the season hasn't started, and if you're just going to sit there and say City are going to win it, you might as well fucking just take your head off and sit at home. Fuck this shit. You can't just, before you've even started the race, just say, I'm going to lose. You've already lost. I box. I box. You know me, CFC. I box, bro. I lift weights. If I go in there and I'm fucking lifting weights and I'm lifting heavy shit, and I go, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. That's it. So you know what it is? We can't just, okay, heads in the sand and say it's all over. Let's just hand them the title. Arsenal moving in the right direction. I haven't seen Arsenal move in the right direction for a long time. Arsenal have been the team that always looks for the cheap out. We built a good foundation. Now we're trying to tweak and try and get quality in there. Still not sold on Kai Havertz, but you know what I mean? It's all good. It's all good, 100. It's all good, bro. Big up, bro. Big up. Madison had to get deleted, had to get deleting his tweets about Spurs. Yeah, he did. That's what happened. James Madison wanted to stay in the Premier League, and unfortunately, the team that he blasted and said he didn't like, well, didn't he run over there? Don't worry, it's a great fit. They're all a bunch of fucking cowards over there. Facts. Have the Cronkies finally decided to start winning major trophies for this club and the fans? Or is it just to boost their reputation, share values, or is it just to retain top 4 for next season? All good points. Now, I look at the Cronkies, and the Cronkies haven't spent any money, and they're not going to spend any money. This is not Cronky money. This is Arsenal money. This is the money that we have generated, and we can't afford to spend 200 million every season. No problem. It's just that we've been given the green light to. I think the Cronkies are going to go at it. And I'm not saying that they're going to go at it. They're going to give it a whirl. And if it doesn't work out for them, they're going to have to bow out. They've pretty much doubled their money already. So whatever they paid for Arsenal, I'm pretty sure they're on to doubling their initial investment, including the buyer. So right now, the Cronkies are looking pretty primo. You know what I mean? They're looking good. Making money off Arsenal? Yeah, they will be. But when we spend 200 million this season, which we could have spent every other season, but when we spend 200 million this season, they might have pocketed a bit, but not too much. We'll see. I'm not Cronky in. I never will be. The way they took over this club, it's fucking filth. CFCOG, that's still an insult to Vieira. Take it back. It's not. But I'm not saying that he is Vieira. I'm not saying he's the quality. He's just like Patrick Vieira. I'm saying it's the leadership qualities. I haven't had a leader in the middle of the park for a long time. I look at Declan Rice and I see Vieira. I'm not saying like for like. I'm not saying he's as good as Vieira. I'm not saying that Declan Rice's leadership qualities are on par with Vieira. I'm saying that he is like Vieira in regards that he will boss the midfield. He will control the midfield. He will bring players up. He will pull players in. So I'm not saying he's like Vieira. Context. Who are the outgoings? Can we raise an extra 100 mil for strengthening further? Who's access to requirements and could fetch decent money for us? Now, Arsenal-matic, that is a very good question. Who goes? Mohamed El Neni is a player that I think will go but won't go. I think they're going to let him go real nice. They're going to let him finish up his contract, give him a nice sending off, and see you later. So he doesn't count. He's out. Balogun will be gone. Balogun, unfortunately, he wants minutes, and he wants minutes guaranteed at Arsenal. Now, I don't think we can do that. I don't think Mikel Arteta is going to do that. I think he's going to be up for sale. How much do we expect for Balogun? I'm saying in and around the 35 to 40 million, maybe even 45 if we're lucky. So there's 40. Let's say it's 40 million pound there for Balogun, which is not too bad to recoup X amount. You know what I mean? And then we waffle. Then we waddle on over to either one of two: Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey. Now, Granit Xhaka, we were reported on selling him for 13 million euro. Arsenal have come back and made it a little bit more difficult. Apparently, Arsenal have backtracked on that deal with Leverkusen. This is the news. And now they want 20 million pound minimum for Granit Xhaka. Now, I don't know if this is a ploy to just get our signings in like Declan Rice and then start wheeling and dealing with Leverkusen, or if they're serious. But if we're dead serious about selling Granit Xhaka for 20 million pound, which is still cheap in my opinion, that gives us 60 million. And that's on two players. Rob Holding is another player that probably has to go. And unfortunately, so is Cedric. It's another player that has to go. Alex Runner-Runnison, another player that has to go. These are all players in the books. And has everyone forgotten about Nicolas Pepe? Because I haven't. And if we need depth for the right-hand side, we keep him. If he's not part of the plans, he has to go. So just those names there, altogether, I'd expect 100 million. Now, I haven't said Partey now. One of those midfielders has to stay. Granit Xhaka or Partey? One of the two. Tell me. Rice is the only one who is proven and immediately improves us. The other have potential, but the potential is meaningless until it's reached, and that could take time. We need more top-level players now. Yeah, I understand what you mean. But the thing is, Jurrien Timber is not a player that we bought in to start. We bought Jurrien Timber in because remember what happened with Saliba. Saliba got injured. We didn't have an option. Now, I can't expect a defender like William Saliba to come in, or of quality like William Saliba to come in and sit on the bench and wait his minutes to play in the FA Cup. It's not going to happen at Arsenal. You know, I can't go get Laporte and put him on the bench. He's not going to want to sit on the bench. He's going to want to start. So now the issue that you have here is the kind of quality that you can sign to be happy to sit on the bench and fight for a starting line position. That's the difficult part of it. It's not FIFA. We can't go out there and get Milan Skriniar from PSG and put him on the bench. Ain't going to happen. It's going to kick the shits. So the reason why I'm happy with Jurrien Timber is because he's a young and upcoming centre-back who is a baller. And he's a kind of guy who can take care of the ball, move the ball, take on a player, and pass the ball very well. Much like Saliba. Not as good as him, but much like Saliba. Now, Declan Rice is a player who improves us. He's an upgrade. He's an upgrade in the middle of the park of quality. Lavia will probably be the other midfielder that we will be chasing. And I honestly don't think anyone else will be. I think Liverpool aren't interested because they will be going after Thuram. They've just got Szoboszlai, and that's their middle. I don't think they're going to be trying to get Lavia and put him on the bench. And I don't think Lavia is going to want to sit on their bench. But that's just me. That's just me. Rice and Caicedo in that double pivot, teams would struggle to get past them. Facts, they would. But Caicedo is in advanced talks with this guy's fucking team. That's right. Chelsea. They have gone for Caicedo. And guess what? It's looking like it's done. Caicedo also wants Chelsea. I think what they're offering him, and CFC, OG, tell the guys in the chat how much money Caicedo has been offered a week. I think it's up there. I think it's coin. Watch Kai do well and Rice and Timber flop. You're dreaming. Other way around, bro. I think Edu must have watched some Arsenal streams during last season. He knew the fans were gunning for his head. Facts. Fucking facts. Arsenal considering Mbappe move? Yeah, I saw that bullshit. Yeah, look, that's clickbait. That's just clickbait. Yeah, Tony Claude Gunner put it up there. I was like, bro, clickbait. Get the fuck out of Dodge. Guy's got the worst attitude in the world, man. Hey, yo, if you want to send me the link, I'll join you, bro. Hey, guys, I'm going to be, you know what? Strasbourg, Steve, I got you, man. I got you. Give me one sec. I'll invite you now. Let me copy that. Let me come over here live on my stream. I'm going to jump over onto Instagram, and I'm going to try to send this out to my mate, Steve. Let's get Steve on, man. Let's do it. Give me one sec, guys. If my fucking intranet will fucking go faster, it will be nice. Very nice. How much? 105 million. Very nice. Hey now, 5 years. No good. Sorry, guys. Shits and giggles moment. What do we got here? Cross the pond, choo commit. Not gonna happen. Don't get me there. Not gonna happen. I'm not talking about that. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. That's £100 million deal. It's not gonna happen. Not happen. If it does, but if it does, fuck, if it does. No, nothing feeling it. Keep Partey at least for half a season. He's one of our best players and key components as long as he can be consistent. That is the issue. See, the thing is with Thomas Partey is he's a wonderful player. When he's on song, he's one of the best. But he does tend to drop his head. I don't want to get rid of him. I think he's a great midfielder. I think Xhaka wants out the door to Leverkusen. If we can try and get a bit more coin from Leverkusen, it'll be a good feel. Like to keep Partey. Like to keep Farley. Not feeling it. DWTT in the building. Hello, Aussie Gooner and the chat. Thank you for joining me, guys. DWTT, an American with a YouTube channel who talks about the Arsenal. You guys got to check him out. Here we go. Send me the link too at the end if you want. I'll jump on for a few minutes. Well, there's no end, bro. You want to jump on now? You want to jump on later? You know what? I'll send you the link too, darling. Give me one sec. Guys, we're going to get ourselves a few people on a chit chat. And I know what OG wants to talk about. I know what my man OG wants to talk about. He wants to talk about that schmozzle called Kai Havertz. God help us. What do we got here? James Maddison's the only player at Spurs who has won a Premier League title and FA Cup. I know, actually, yes. Premier League title and FA Cup. Yeah, James Maddison, fucking oath. He's one of the most decorated. Perisic is another player that has done a fair bit in the Serie A. Spurs can't win trophies, so they just go and sign players that can, and then after that, they just fucking destroy their dreams. James Maddison had to move to a team. I can't believe it was Spurs. I think Newcastle, he would have done a lot better at Newcastle, but hey, what do you do? Croque is the richest owner, including his wife's empire. I know, hey, she's fucking loaded, bro. She's fucking out there, man. Sean P. So are we now allowed to demand that we win based on time given and money spent? You can demand to win every time. You can demand to win anything, anytime you want. You shouldn't feel as if you need to sit back and wait for an excuse and you're right to say, I want to win. No, you should demand wins. You should demand to win the Premier League. You should demand to win the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and to compete in the Champions League and try and win that too. But the other thing we have to do is we have to be realistic too. That's all we have to be. We have to look at the squad. We have to look at the team and say, look, where has it gone wrong? Why has it gone wrong? What moves should we make? I think as Arsenal fans, and I'm like that too. I'm still not sold on Kai Havertz. We can be very reactive. 1 minute we're happy, 1 minute we're sad. The way I see it at the moment is I want to see Arsenal get up there. I want to see Arsenal compete, but I also want to see Arsenal get serious. This is them starting to get serious. This is sort of the move in the right direction. So let's hope that these moves continue. And this team that we're building is now going to get the finer touches, the finer players, the quality players that we need. Declan Rice being one of them. We need depth. You know, everyone talks about the depth. We made a signing for depth, and now everybody's whinging. Jurrien Timber, I'm not excited. Okay, so we don't sign Jurrien Timber. Oh, we don't have any depth. Arsenal, damned if they do, damned if they don't. That's the problem we have. You know what I mean? What we got here? Hey, Steve in the building. I'm sorry. I didn't know Pepe was still an Arsenal player. I know. Scary, isn't it? We're still probably paying some money. Steve in the building. How you going, bro? You missed out on Madison. How do you feel?
You know what? We missed out on Szoboszlai too, so we'll have to figure out that situation. But hey, it happens, man. You can't get every target that you want, and sometimes the second choice or third choice ends up being a great pick anyway. So it is what it is. I trust my recruitment in Newcastle, right? We spent for 170 million. We've got our 4 core players for the future: Botman, Isak, Bruno, and then Tonali will be announced, I think, on Monday. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
Look, I mean, I think Newcastle are moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
I think they are. And you can't go wrong with that. DWTT, I just sent you the link. Luca AFC, big up, Luca. Guys, you haven't checked out Luca AFC, check out his channel. Please check out his channel. Here's a good one. Do you think Partey should stay? Now, I think in the stream, guys have heard me say it. I talked about the deadwood that I wanted to leave, and Partey wasn't part of that. Pardon the pun. No, don't pardon the pun. Or you could, whatever you like. I think Thomas Partey is the kind of player that we should try and hold on to. We still got him. I think his contract runs for 2 more years. I know there's some money to be had, but with the players that I've already said we could sell, hey, chuck in a Nicola Pepe. Now we've got about close to 100 million, right? We could keep Thomas Partey and have that depth in the middle of the park. I'm not saying, we could start him, we could bench him, but I still want another midfielder like maybe Alavia, and these two can go back and forth. When one drops his head, the other one comes in, and yada, yada, yada. So I would keep, in my opinion, I would like to keep Thomas Partey. I'm not one for let's kill the midfield that we've had that was fucking pretty good, chuck it in the bin, and just bring in 2 players, and that's it, we're done. Our problem was depth. I don't know if you agree, Steve.
To the depth. To have depth, you have to add to it.
Exactly.
You have to have numbers to make up the depth. And Lokonga and Elneny are not the guys that you can count as depth because they're not who Man City
Yo, big up you, man. What you say?
What's up? What's up, Brett? What's up, Nas?
CFC OG in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, Kai Havertz's biggest fan is here. He misses him already. He's having nightmares about him. He's sitting there sending letters saying, Kai, I miss you.
I'll translate for that. Nas is laughing all the way to the bank.
Oh, Nas heard that and he said, I don't want nothing to do with it. Arsenal Mania, keep or sell? Quick keep or sell answer. Cedric, gone. Tomiyasu stays. ESR stays. Holding, gone. Kivior stays. Vieira, fucking gone. Jorginho stays. Elneny. Look, I would sell Elneny, but he won't be sold, right? Granit Xhaka, gonna go. Not up to me. He's already out the window. Reece Nelson, if we don't get another right winger, he has to stay because we need some depth. Runnison goes. Tavares goes. Mary's already gone. Mary's already done. And Lokonga, I was up in the arms in it. Either lend him or sell him, I would say sold. So out of those players, I am selling. Cedric, I am selling Rob Holding. I am selling fucking Fabio Vieira, who looks like a I am selling Granit Xhaka. I am selling I'm selling Runnison. I'm selling Tavares. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to sell Lokonga. 7 out of those because Mary doesn't count. What do you think?
I would sell Cedric. I would sell Tomiyasu just for the fact that you can't even count on him for depth because the injuries are that bad. I like Tomiyasu. Maybe a Tomiyasu could fit more of a Newcastle thing because our expectations are probably not on your level quite yet. He could be valuable for us possibly. I wouldn't overspend on Tommy, but if I were you, I would sell him. I would also sell Smith Rowe because even when Smith Rowe was healthy last year, he got like cameo appearances in the last 10 minutes. So I don't even think
I'm not ready to sell Smith Rowe because remember, it's all about depth. Some of these players I need to keep for depth. We're spending 300 million. I can't replace that. I can't replace some of these players with quality depth. And ESR is a player that I'm not saying he's star-studded. I'm saying
too. Homegrown.
And he's Bellem boy. CFC OG,
This
have
is
you
all
sorted
about the
yourself
party,
out?
yeah?
I just send you
Party's
65
leaving the
million
country.
pound and you can't even set yourself up properly, bro. What's going on here, bro?
But I tried off my phone so I could move around the house, but now I have to fucking stick in front of this box they call it a computer.
Bro, 65 million pounds heavy. Sit the fuck down. Hold on.
65 million nothings. That's dead, man. I wanted
And with
105
Vieira,
bucks.
by the way, with Vieira, I would loan him out to Porto for 2 years. If he's a good player for Porto, sell him. If he's incredible for Porto, he comes back anyways. And
I mean,
if
no one's ever done a 2-year loan. I've never heard of a 2-year loan.
I've heard of it
Nah.
before. No, I've seen 2-year loans.
Bro,
I'm pretty
these days
sure-
Chelsea are doing loans with right to take the player back halfway through the season in case we need him because Emerson,
Right.
we had the issue with Emerson back in the day. I think all clubs
Yeah.
should always have. Imagine the Brez killing it and it's January and he's a top best player in Europe. You'll be like, fuck that, man. Get him back here, man. Bring him back in. I mean, that's what I
bro.
would do with a few of the Chelsea players. But our loans all over
I
the place.
completely agree. I completely agree with that. I like that idea. I reckon that's a wonderful idea that if we need a player to come back, you make sure that when you do loan them out, there is a bit of a clause saying if we need him, he's coming back home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for a
Um,
fee. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always for
Not even for a fee. Fuck that. You split it. You split the paycheck 70-30. You pay 70, they pay 30. And then so they're getting a good deal, only paying 30% of his wages and enough that he could come back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, Steve,
OG.
you know he compared Vieira to Rice.
He
I'm angry
didn't,
about that.
though. He
I'm
didn't.
angry.
You're just trying
Yeah.
to. You're just trying to
No,
make
no,
him
no,
feel
no,
like
no.
that.
Okay.
I know
I'm gonna back.
Look at that smile on your fucking face. I see you, Nas. You fucking smirk.
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay.
how
Smirking
dare
when
you?
you say that.
Rice to Vieira. Vieira's like fried good chicken. This guy's plain old rice.
He said he was a leader.
Bro, I watched
He
the
said he was
Florentino
a
match.
leader.
Yeah.
He
In the
brings
Florentino match,
character.
He was
brings
not the leader in the
character
Florentino match.
comparable
It was the other
to
guy, Bowen.
Vieira.
Bowen.
Not on,
whatever.
and Steve
Get
said
out of here.
multiple times he's not comparing the quality of Vieira to Rice, the concept, the
Thank
leader
you.
concept.
I reckon
Just
these
like
guys
how,
won't even
just
listen
like
to
how,
Rice.
just like
They
how,
won't even listen
just
to
like
him.
how I could say Sven Botman is our Vincent Kompany-esque signing because it is the start of a takeover and he's a promising center back that will be here as a pillar for years to come. I'm not saying Botman is on Vincent Kompany's.
No, the company was better, man. I remember company
Yes,
played against Chelsea for
obviously,
Anderlecht.
obviously. But what I'm saying is he could be our Vincent Kompany
He could
signing
be. But Vieira
in
and Rice,
terms
I
of
can't take
the
that.
concept.
I can't take that.
a leader at the back and a
What?
mainstay.
Watch what
What?
Rice flops, yeah, and everyone's on his neck and go say he's not a real leader. He's like a young Xhaka. Watch, man, watch. Xhaka just became a leader and you sold him.
Declan
Okay,
Rice
so now-
doesn't have anger issues like Xhaka, though. What?
No,
You need anger
What I'm
issues.
trying to-
Vieira was a black man in France in the 80s. Why do you think he was a motherfucking angry guy? That's why I like Kante. That's why I like Caicedo. They come from the struggle.
Shout out everybody in France. They're doing some crazy shit there.
big up everyone in the
Moroccan
chat,
brothers,
please.
Algerians.
Please, if you haven't subbed to this channel, please sub to this channel. I'm gonna have to take care of CFCOG right now. So what I said was, it's his leadership qualities. When it comes to the middle of the park, I have Odegaard, who's my captain, who unfortunately hasn't got
Exactly.
the same leadership qualities of Granit Xhaka. right? Declan Rice, on the other hand, he can lead the pack. He can lead the midfield. He has been doing it at West Ham. Bowen is here, there, and everywhere. Bowen doesn't play every game. And Bowen is see you laters. Declan Rice is the guy they all look at, bro. Declan Rice is the guy or the whole fucking squad looks at when their head's down. Huh? And he left them. And he left them. You know why he left them? Because he knows they need the coin. He knows they need to they need the coin to get stronger. So what does he do? He goes, look, I'm going to go to Arsenal because I like Arsenal. And at the same time, I'm going to get you guys some coin. And I'm going to lead Arsenal to fucking glory. And CFCOG, you got the shits about that. So stop fucking crying about it. Yeah. Stop crying about it.
When he scores against West Ham and they're all like, F you, you bloody traitor.
I'm not, bro. It's all love. All right. It's all love. Right. Yeah. I've got, here we go. AKAs, I'm going to answer this one. What's the Rice holdup? The Rice holdup right now is it's literally breaking down exactly how much coin over the years. How it's going to break down. So, they say we're going to pay over 3 years or 4 years. It doesn't mean, the installments are not always the same amount. So it could be a massive lump sum of £70 million or £80 million. The next one could be larger or smaller. The last one could be bigger. It just depends on how West Ham want to see their money come in. It's this far away. So that's the hold up right now. Plus Declan Rice isn't even in the country. Apparently he's on holiday. So I think if he does get announced, Declan Rice is going to be doing he's going to be doing like a
him wearing an Arsenal shirt. I thought they were real. I was like, oh, that's just how
I've done plenty. I'm guilty. Big up, True Gooner. Yo, big up. What do we got here? Oh my God, he will have Kai nightmares. Oh no, he's not. Trust me, he's very. I want to ask you something. You're happy now, aren't you? You're so happy.
Of course, man.
You're so happy we got Kai, aren't you? You're so happy.
Of course. It all adds up. Kai, Mount, Lukaku next, hopefully. Mendy, Koulibaly. I'm like, this is too good to be true, man. It's like FIFA almost.
It's called being a good negotiator, a good salesman. It's a quality that I call it
high-level corruption. High-level corruption never gets caught. It's like, the Saudis are hooking us up.
Hey, Nas, there's a saying in baseball in America. There's a saying in American baseball. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I lie. Apart from Man City, they got caught. Man City are so bait about it that they
so did the New England Patriots.
It's like fighting a fighter that has 5 steroids.
What did the Houston Astros in baseball?
EPO. It's like, that's not fair.
Who gives a fuck? They're just better than everyone else.
CFCOG, Mr. Arsenal podcast has come in and said Chelsea did a 2-year loan with Torres to AC Milan.
By the way, Fernando Torres had a better Chelsea career than Kai.
There you go.
There you
go.
Lukaku had, man.
Nas,
there you go. Mr. Arsenal podcast, if you haven't, he's got a channel. You got to check him out. Man's correcting. This guy's coming in saying, and what now? This Chelsea man don't know the go. He doesn't even know about these deals in his own club, bro.
Here's another fact. Have Arsenal ever been robbed from a medical? Because Chelsea had never been robbed from a medical. Once you book the medical, it never fell through. Like, I think Newcastle have. I know Tottenham twice. I think Arsenal once did. I'm sure.
I'm trying to think. You got me on that one. That's a good question. I'm not certain. On that one.
If you got 100% rate, you'll be happy. You'll be like, oh, Timber's ours. Just like I'm like, Caicedo's ours, man. He's booking medical a couple of days. No one ever leaves. We're not Tottenham. We don't steal the players off the medicals.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that one.
Spurs,
bro, I fucking know, Willian, that was fucking. Oh fuck, mate. Oh, across the pond, sports talk. Tonali maybe. Oh, Tonali maybe. Catherine. Maybe Catherine Thuram. Magpies. Did they get in Livramento?
Yeah, I think we're still talking to Southampton over Livramento for 12 million. That's not bad. I'll take it. Why not?
That's a good deal.
We just have a shitload of right
for more Chelsea players, man. Both of you should go for more Chelsea players.
I would take.
What is it?
Yeah,
you'll take that runner.
I'll take Reece James.
I'll take Reece James.
I'll take Reece James. I need depth.
Reece James will only go to like a Spanish club where he won't get injured.
I need depth. I need depth off the bench.
Bro, that's not depth. That's medical boardroom. That's medical room.
No, depth. He's just gonna come on. He's just gonna come on from time to time, bro. I'll take Reece. No, seriously, I'll take Reece.
Nah, not with the injuries.
Bro, he went from pocketing Vinicius Jr. and Leao to flipping looking a bit overrated and not always injured. He's injured at the moment. He's always injured. He should just go to Spain.
Bro, he's a gun player. Every time he gets injured, guys, correct us if we're wrong. Every time he comes back and he's like missing a bit of pace. He's not the same player. It reminds me of when, remember when Theo Walcott was coming through the ranks? He was decent. Yeah. Every injury he got, he lost a bit of pace. He lost a bit of pace.
Didn't Welbeck have injuries too?
Welbeck, Wilshere, Ramsey, fuck me with Arsenal.
Only person that was injury proof, was Martial. He'll come back and he's still Martial, and he gets injured. He'll come back and he's still the same.
Martial is one of those players. He just comes back. If not, sometimes it feels like he comes back better. That prick. I don't know. He takes a bit of time off. Probably goes back to France. Comes back feeling nice and fucking refreshed. Let's kick some goals, Sophia's football talk, guys. If you haven't,
sub to our channel, man.
Sub to her channel. I know it's Man United.
TikTok.
I know.
They're on TikTok.
Please check her out. I check out her content. I don't comment, but I do check out your content. I do. I just don't comment. But you know what? I'm gonna start being a prick. I'm gonna start commenting and just tearing shit up.
I do prick comments there as well. I do cheeky ones.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let me know when you're on. We'll crack the chat. Yeah. These are Steve's. I know. These are Steve's. I know.
I'm the Moroccan Steve all of a sudden. Why not, mate?
So it's about, man. You know, what we're doing is we're multiplying and taking over the world. It's about conquer. It's about conquering the world, man. Slowly, one Steve at a time.
Yes.
7 a.m. Canada. The day is on. Yes, Mr. Arsenal podcast, and he has. Oh, here we go. And he has ambition and isn't a mercenary. Who are we talking about there?
Yeah.
Are we talking about Torres? Are we talking? No. He's talking about Declan Rice. Sorry. He's talking about Declan Rice, saying he has ambition, but he's not a mercenary. I don't care if he's a mercenary. It's all right. We'll convert him. We'll convert him. Bro, as soon as he comes in, he's going to be bad and this and that. And he's going to be all love. He's like, I can't do it. I love his
mercenaries are supposed to do a job. That's the definition of a mercenary. They're supposed to do the job. As long as they do the job, there's no problem, really.
Jorginho was supposed to be a mercenary, you know what I mean? Oh, Jorginho's your mercenary. I couldn't phase anything about any of his performances for Arsenal. But anyway, OG,
I'm having problems here. 1 second.
The 65 million pound didn't make it to Chelsea. OG, look what happened. He's frozen. Look, he can't even get a decent Wi-Fi connection. Guys, I'm going to pass around the hat because Chelsea are not handing any money to CFC. OG. Okay, on how to send bags to the East over 2 years. Declan, here we go. Canners, the creative team have to cool up. One hell of a video for Rice. Big up, guys. Fucking I've seen that one, eh? Yeah, big up. Mr. Arsenal podcast, Kai will be utilized properly at Arsenal compared to Chelsea. I believe so. I hope so. And I hope to be proven wrong about Kai Havertz. Now, look, I'm going to ask you, Steve, this Kai Havertz thing. When you look at these three players that Arsenal have moved on, right? You got Jurrien Timber, you got Declan Rice, you got Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz has been announced. It's done and dusted. He's got his shirt. He's laughing. He's got smiles, whatever. What are your vibes? How do you feel about this? What do you think about Arsenal's business so far? And how does it look as a rival fan looking in?
As a neutral, yeah. For me, again, the Havertz one is terrible, but whatever. Rice, boom, easy. You overpaid a little bit, but you have to pay you have to overpay sometimes for a great player. So, is what it is. No shame in that. As long as he performs, no one's really gonna care. And with Jurrien Timber, he was in a completely dysfunctional Ajax side that was no one played the correct position, and when they did, they switched it back. Last season, Ajax were horrible, so there was some moments where Timber struggled a little bit in terms of he would take the ball and he would just be a bit naive and not recognize that if he turned it over, there's a huge gap in behind it and whatnot. But he's a very confident young player, great on the ball. I think he'll either develop for you guys. I don't see him as a center back. I see him either as a CDM or a right back because of getting forward, particularly. So either a right back or a CDM in terms of he needs cover. He needs a bit of cover, maybe a center mid. But from what I saw from Jurrien Timber, I like him. Struggled a lot last year. Like I said, everyone at Ajax did. Tadic put up numbers. Berghaus. Robbie couldn't really get a look. Same with the Italian fellow they got on loan. So that I don't take too much of what happened at Ajax last year in terms of Timber because he's so young, but he's a brave young guy that just needs a little bit of coaching and just play him in a consistent position, and you'll see the rewards. You'll reap the rewards. So.
I think so too. I couldn't agree with you more. When I watched some of the games that I've gone back and looked at just random games from Ajax. This guy on the ball, he's fucking great on the ball. He
is an Ajax player. He is an Ajax player, prototypical Ajax player, total football. Everyone in the starting 11 is comfortable on the ball. That's exactly what Timber is. Timber's very, very comfortable.
Good in the air too, and acrobatic.
Not in the air.
No. Acrobatic. When I've seen him block crosses when it looks like he's taken a half volley mid-air. I saw 3 shots. I'm like, geez, he's diving through the air to clear a cross. Like fucking anyway. But I think to myself, this is the kind of player that he's only going to get better at Arsenal, and it's also about maybe pushing some of the centre backs here and there. Mr. Arsenal podcast, has Ziyech failed his medical to go to Saudi yesterday with a knee problem? I heard that too, but I thought it was bullshit.
No, it's
he did.
True.
It's true. Oh, fucking Hakim Ziyech, man, what a great player, and he is struggling to get away from Chelsea. It's like that old saying, as soon as I get out, they drag me back in. Fucking Al Pacino. Sophia, no problems at all. Did Declan fail the medical? No, that is not the issue. The issue right now is not about Declan's medical. The issue is just about how. It's the incrementation. The years have been set, how long it's going to take to pay. It's about how much in each increment. That's all it is. I think by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that should be all cleared up. And Declan Rice is going to be holding up a shirt. God knows where he is. I think he's overseas, but he will be holding up an Arsenal shirt. Rice, here we go. Chelsea, all mercenaries all the time. Jorginho, come on. 12th place job, Chelsea. What do we got here? George G having a bit of a laugh. It's 16 mil at a time to Chelsea for Kai. Yeah, 16.5 and plus any bonuses or add-ons. The total, though, is 65, and I'm counting it in this transfer window, and I'm pretty sure the Cronkies will be doing the same fucking thing. Imagine being at a wedding and filming your welcome to Arsenal video. Now, wouldn't that be fucking hectic? Wait a minute, it's already been done. Look at this. CFC OG. Damn my StreamYard, he says. Damn my StreamYard. No, you know what it is? It's, that Kai Havertz has come to Arsenal, and we really want to give him back. But I know that he's going to be staying at Arsenal, and you're having withdrawals. You're having a hard time trying to keep a smile on your face. I could see you getting teary-eyed. I understand the pain. Ziyech, failing that medical was mad. Yeah, it was. I honestly thought it was bullshit. Steve, honestly, I saw it and I thought, this is bullshit. Because I started seeing stuff on Mbappe and I thought to myself, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. And then I saw the Mbappe thing. I saw the Ziyech fucking failure. I said, nah, there's no way. He was perfectly fine last season. So what do you do? Big up, my man. Francisco is in the building. Havertz is standard Arsenal procedure. Buying a dead player within Chelsea squad. Rice is a good CM, a bit overpriced. Regarding Timber, great name for puns. Why then Arsenal got Kivior in January? Kivior, left-footed centre-back. Kivior, not good as a left-back, good as a left centre-back.
In a back three, I think, is where at Spezia, that's where he played. And also for Poland. For Poland as well. Back three. In a three,
yes. But as a wing back, no, as in the 4. So Kivior, the idea behind Kivior is to play him as depth for Gabriel, or to play him in a back 3. The only reason they put him in on the right hand side is because Rob Holding was struggling, and so did Kivior, but he was out of position. So the reason why they've gotten Timber is because yes, he can play right back. Yes, he can play right centre back, and he can transition well. He can play out from the back. So he's a ball-playing centre-back, whereas Kivior, not as much. So, yeah, that's sort of it. 5'10", but can still leap and head the ball like... yeah, Alessandro, here we go. He's a bit... honestly, he's crazy, eh?
For Timber, for me, like, aerially, what I will say is he's not the most proficient, but you're right, he's acrobatic and stuff. I just think... Because there are some big guys in the Eredivisie. There really are. And Lissandro was very good He is very good aerially for either Ajax, Argentina, or Man United. But I think that is something he definitely has to improve. That's why I'm saying more of a right back or a CDM. Like, for example, Dan Burn. He's not athletic like Timber, but the advantage of playing him as a left back or a center back is just the sheer height alone, because then you can't go over the top. With Timber at a right back, it's not as bad if you go with the ball over the top. If it's at center back, then it's right to goal. But like I said, I think Timber's a good player. How much are you getting him for again? What's the fee?
Timber is reported apparent fee is supposed to be like £40 million with potential add-ons, but I think it's about £40 million. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Not a bad deal. Don't forget, I think they were asking more from Manchester United last season because his contract was longer.
55 or something. Yeah.
£55 million, and Man United were like, nah, we're not fucking doing that.
And also Timber wanted to stay because I believe that who was the Dutch manager at the World Cup? Not Van Gaal. Or was it? It was the other guy. No. Was it Van Gaal?
Was it? No, it wasn't Van Gaal.
Well, whatever. Who was it? That's going to bother me. But anyway, the manager said, if you don't get consistent game time at Manchester United compared to Ajax, you ain't playing in the World Cup.
I think it was Van Gaal. I think it might have been Van Gaal. I think he might have opened his mouth. I think Van Gaal did open his mouth that one time. It might have been.
Yeah.
But I think Jurrien Timber was ready to move back then, but unfortunately Ajax. I think the valuation wasn't meant by Man United, whatever it may be. But now he's at Arsenal now. Oh, here we go. Mason belongs at the Devils Club. Oh, we're talking Mason. Oh, here we go. Mason Mount. Here we go.
He's the snaky snake.
He wants out. He wants out of Chelsea.
He went for the cash. It is what it is, man.
They offered him another contract, but he doesn't want nothing to do with them anymore. DWTT also closing a deal in July is another reason for the delay. Only Chelsea want deals in Look, the delay. I think the delay is. Don't get me wrong.
Koeman, Francisco Koeman, Ronald Koeman.
That's right, Koeman. That's right. Fuck, you're right. It was Koeman.
So Ronald Koeman said to Timber last summer, if you go to Manchester United and you're not starting, I'd rather you stay at Ajax and start, then you'll go to the World Cup. I think that was part of it too. So, but yes, Ronald Koeman, yes.
Look, AFC, big up. Look, I think I'll look at our signings at the moment. Look, I'm just gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to the fucking agenda that we've got. We've got Kai Havertz. We've got Declan Rice. We've got some Timber, and we've got news on Granit Xhaka, and we've got chit chat about Thomas Partey. I'm looking at Arsenal right now. Arsenal have always been a club that usually try and sell some players to recoup a bit of money to be able to buy a player. They usually buy one player and then try and sell to buy another. This season, they've gone in, they've got their number one targets, and I'm not agreeing with Kai Havertz. Please don't take it out, take it out of context.
But if it works, then, hey, fair enough. But I agree.
Then if it works.
I agree.
If it works, if he plays number 8 and he does well, I am not gonna whinge. I'm not gonna give benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna say prove me wrong. You got fucking 7 to 8 games. If you can't do it in 7 to 8, I'm fucking gonna go at you. So they've come in and they've got 3 of their players that they've wanted. They haven't gone in for second fiddle players. They've gone for their number one targets, and they're done and dusted. Right now, as an Arsenal fan, I haven't seen this in quite some time. For me, as an Arsenal fan, it shows intent.
Yeah.
An intent to improve this team and try to take it to another level. This team was good enough to push Manchester City all the way to the end last season. They understand that if they want to stay competitive, then they're going to have to get the right bodies in the starting 11 and on the bench. And from the transfer window I'm seeing thus far, I'm thinking to myself, this is what Arsenal Football Club are trying to do right now. I mean, I don't know about you, Steve, but that's what it looks like, because no sales. Granit Xhaka wants Leverkusen and they jack the price up and they say, no, we want £20 million, and they stall it. Hardball maybe. Or they're thinking, let's just see how we go with Lavia.
Right.
So I look at it and I'm thinking to myself, if they're ready to play hardball with Granit Xhaka because they haven't got Lavia, the talk of Thomas Partey has gone quiet. We're going to be keeping one of these midfielders. I know we're going to be keeping one of them. Guaranteed. It's going to be. And you know what? It's a chess move from Arsenal. If we keep one of these midfielders, we get Lavia, we've got Declan Rice, we've got Kai Havertz, unfortunately, we've got Jurrien Timber, and then hopefully, we can try and find ourselves maybe, and this is just what I would like a striker, I would like a tall striker, I would like, look, Mitrovic would be my ace in the hole, but that's not going to happen, but I'd like a tall striker. Now, Francisco, I know we've been linked.
Tchouaméni.
I can't say his name. I can't say it. I'm sorry, guys. I just...
Chew. So chew. You chew food.
Chew.
Ameni.
Tchouaméni. So chew. Okay, he's chewing a many of people. Yeah. Right. So he's chewing many people, this bloke. Fucking hell. Do we want him at Arsenal? Now, Francisco, I don't believe this is something we're going to do. I think it's just paper talk because Arsenal have made big moves. So now it's just, next it's going to be Arsenal are going to sign Frankie de Jong from Barcelona. I bet you that's going to be something silly like that going to come up next. I don't see this happening. If it does happen, wow, what a transfer window.
Yeah.
But I don't see it. I don't know about Steve, Strasbourg. Steve, what do you think? Do you think Arsenal will sign Tchouaméni?
No. The only reason why that is being spoken about is because you guys have been making moves. And Tchouaméni also had a little bit of an argument towards the end of the year with Ancelotti. So I think there was a bit of a dust up there, and I think maybe the media are making a meal out of it. We'll see. Mm-hmm. I mean, the same thing happened with Vinny Jr. and Benzema, and that, in that Champions League game against Mönchengladbach, and they turned out to be fine. So it happens. So I don't really think it's anything crazy, but we'll see.
It's just a bit of bullshit. It's just a little bit of bullshit that they're trying to throw out there, just to fucking maybe get a couple of clicks, get a bit of attention. Yeah. I don't see Arsenal making that move. I don't think we can afford it. I really don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a great comment here. Ivan Toney is still the answer for Arsenal. Arsenal forever. I was talking about Ivan Toney last season. I wanted him over Jesus. Before the season started, I was saying we need to sign Ivan Toney. This is a player I want over Jesus. And I was making that noise, right, on the yarn with Kenny Ken and the guys before anyone was talking about Ivan Toney. So I'm going to take credit for that.
I was watching Ivan Toney in the championship, bro.
There you go.
I mean, obviously it might not have translated, but I was looking at him and I was like, God damn, he looks decent.
He's look, for me, I look at him as another Harry Kane. The qualities he have reminds me a bit of Harry Kane. He can pass the ball well, fox in the box. He's got a good boot, can take a fucking pen. Quality player. The only thing is, because of this ban, you lose him for 6 to 7 months.
I think it's even deeper than that. I think it's even deeper than that. I think it's as deep as if you're a teammate of his. Let's look on this on a psychological level, bro. If you underperform in a game and you've got that betting thing in your history, in your repertoire, your teammates are going to be like, they're going to have doubts in their mind. I would. I mean, look, it happens in sports, cheating or breaking rules or whatever, but sometimes there are things that you bet against your own team. That's a cardinal sin, bro. That because you are literally you are compromising yourself to make money. You are not fully invested in your guys that are next to you in your room.
It's integrity.
Club. Integrity. Boom, nailed it.
You lose that integrity.
I don't think he'll actually get a top move. Why, if I'm an owner, why would I sign him?
So the problem is he's on the pitch a great player, behind closed doors. And look at the moment with Thomas Partey, he has his issues too. So this is like, what can I say? Behind closed doors, some of these football players are getting into trouble. But yeah, look, I understand the argument, but I just look at him as a footballer. I just think he's a wonderful footballer. It's a damn shame. What do you do? Arsenal Manic says, my slight gripe in the midfield, right, is that we have good resistance in Partey and Rice. It's true. But we still don't have a zip or spark. Jorginho, Xhaka, and Rice and Partey are slow holding up, are slow holding type of midfielders. Now, the thing, and you're going to hate me for this, but this is why we got this prick. Kai Havertz is supposed to be that player. Now, Declan Rice is a player who can move the ball. He can ping a pass. He's not the quickest player, but Kai Havertz is supposed to be that kind of a player who sits outside the box and creeps in to score. He's going to be sitting up high. Granit Xhaka was utilized last season, and he was told to go forward a little bit more. Now, his defensive duties were great. I don't think that Kai Havertz is going to be as defensively sound as Granit Xhaka. So this is where players like Declan Rice are going to have to sit back and sit deep to cover Kai Havertz. So I think the midfielder that we were wanting, unfortunately, that we've got in Kai Havertz, that's the answer. He's going to be the player who's going to be that zippy 6'2" fucking midfielder who's going to be running about in the midfield outside the box and coming into the box late. I mean,
if you wanted that guy, why didn't you just go for Mount? That's my question.
No, I don't. Look, I didn't want either one of them. I'll be honest with you guys.
But I'm just saying, in terms of that, what you described, basically off the ball movement and that stuff, that's what Mount will give you, kind of. Havertz will.
I don't think.
Kind of.
I think Havertz because of the. I think Havertz because of height also gives you options for headers, because let's be perfectly honest, when we're a set piece, Jesus ain't going to get you a header. He's not. We don't have any players who can head the ball. I'm not saying Kai Havertz is the best in the air, but I'm saying I think the height is another thing. You look at Declan Rice, tall player. You look at Kai Havertz, tall player. He's starting to get some taller midfielders. I think he wants tall timber. Camavinga, Cruz, Modric, Bellingham, Ceballos, etc. Camavinga, good signing. Cruz, too old. Bellingham, you're dreaming. Dreaming. Francisco. The craziest rumor I saw was Arsenal thinking of making a move on to Mbappe. I was saying that. That's galactical levels of bullshit. The two of them. I saw, you know what's funny? I saw that rumor of Mbappe. And then I saw the Ziyech injury, and I just said bullshit to both of them. I said, Ziyech is not injured. This is all bullshit. This whole thing is crap. I just fucking jumped off. Ends up that Ziyech is injured, and the Mbappe stuff is bullshit. But look, let's just be perfectly honest. I think Mbappe's attitude is going to sort of hinder him getting a decent deal. Some teams will be willing to invest in him, but his ego is too fucking big. I think he just talks too much shit. Now, he's a great player, but I think he just talks too much shit. Oh, here we go. Maybe if took a. Oh yeah. Well, this is a good one. Maybe we can get him on a loan. Maybe.
That's possible.
Yeah. I'd take that on a loan all fucking day, all day. Yeah. Tony Gooner be fired up come January. Be a nice boost. It would be, but you know what? We can't afford that. 30 likes. Smash them likes up, people. Arsenal forever. Thank you very much, guys. If you're watching this stream, which I will be ending kind of soon. Yeah. Do me a favor. Strasbourg Steve, where can they find you? I'm not going to do it at the end of the stream. I'm going to do it just before. We've got a little bit more time. Where can they find you? Please let the guys know where they can find
you. You can find me, Strasbourg Steve, on YouTube. That's where I do my videos and whatnot. And Newcastle Fans TV as well. So, yeah, that's where you'll be able to find me. So
that's awesome. And guys, look, when you jump onto his channel, turn on the notifications. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, if you haven't hit the like, consider doing so. You know, smack that up. Give us a hand here. I mean, we just spent £205 million. Give us a like. We're poor now. We got to sell players. And maybe likes will start getting us some cash. Maybe some likes for the Gooner. You know, some subs would be great too. Arsenal forever. That's a fun fact. Here we go. Pete Rose, man. Thank you very much. Arsenal Manic. Great stream. Aussie got to take care of. Oh, yeah. Cheers, man. Thank you very much for showing up, bro. Big up. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything in the guys. Everyone in the chat. Big up, everyone in the chat. Big fucking up. Man, Lutata. Make Arsenal forever your mod, not Arsenal Manic. All right. I'll think. Here we go. I bet Mbappe if Saudi. I bet Mbappe if Saudis put a massive wage proposal, will go to the Saudi league. That egotistical prick is addicted to cash. Yes, Francisco. You know what? That's a very good point. I bet you
they would have to throw something crazy like 10 million a week. It would have to be something like that to even get
and they'll pay it. They'll pay it. DWTT in the building. First time on my channel. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. Look at the panel I got here. Every single person on the panel was fucking good looking. Look at what I bring to YouTube. Good looking people. Apart from myself. What's going on, my guy? What's going on? How you been?
Welcome to the show. Can you hear me? Am I fine? Audio? Is good?
Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, good. Now I'm on vacation, but so I don't usually get a chance to get on the show. So I was like, hey, and I saw you were offering links. So I said, let me get one. Guess what? I was looking in Twitter for your link. You don't use Twitter.
Nah. Don't use Twitter. Don't use the twit. I am rubbish on Twitter. I'm an Instagram guy. I'm a YouTube community guy. I'm a turn on the notifications when you subscribe to this channel guy. How you feeling, my guy? How you feeling? We got 3 guys coming in. We got 1 guy guaranteed in Kai Havertz. What are your vibes, my man?
I think I'm enjoying it. It's we wanted to strengthen the squad. We've done it. If we, as you say, I think I've heard multiple times, if we can keep one of Partey and Xhaka, we're doing good. If we let both of them go, then we haven't really improved, right? We just replaced, and we still need.
That's right.
We still have question marks. So we got a lot of question marks still. Will people stay healthy? Will people improve? Like, will Vieira improve? You know, will Emil Smith-Rowe be healthy and improve from where he was the last time we saw him when he got 10 goals? Because if he does, then that's like what 5 or 6 players who can get double figures in goals. I mean, we've got lots of question marks, but we've got lots of potential. So, you know, it's looking pretty good that way. We've probably got, I think I was looking at it today, probably got 4 solid players coming off the bench for us, depending on who starts. But you look at it, Trossard, if Partey doesn't start, he comes off the bench. And then you've got your Tierney and Tomiyasu, but if they're healthy, right? So everything's either healthy. Most of the cases are going to be healthy, because if Nelson is healthy and can get more than 200 minutes in a season, we're laughing, right? Because then Saka can actually get a break. So if they don't replace Nelson with a player, then hopefully he's healthy. So hopefully also, on top of that, Arteta improves on his player management. He needs to be able to rotate. I've been calling for rotation. I've been calling rotation forever, because I don't believe he can ever just say, you know what, my starting 11 will make it through 38-game season plus cups when I need them. You know, just don't even think that way. It doesn't help your players. They need to come in and out of the game. Gives them fire. We saw that with Martinelli. He sat for a bit, came on, and boom, right? He looked really good when he came back on. Saka never sits. He doesn't get that that yearning to get back on the pitch, because he knows he's there. So there's lots of question marks. These are all good pickups that we've gone. Timber and Kiwior, future, but they should get lots of minutes this season, right? So I like it. Rice. I think people are a little bit concerned about Rice and Partey and how that's going to work. You know, are we? If Partey stays, and we can rotate him, I think we'll get hopefully that Partey that we saw early in the season at the end of the season when it counts. All right, because that's what we're missing. We want to get the same Partey we see. Like I saw Partey play in October, and we never saw that Partey again. We need to see that Partey early in the season, late. And
we want that solid player that can control the midfield. And I think Thomas Partey, the issue with him was that when he drops his head, he's sort of out for the count for a while. Whether it's an injury, whether it be a mindset, or what's happening behind closed doors, and we all know what's happening there. I do believe that Arsenal are still pushing for Lavia. Now, this is where it becomes interesting. I think if Arsenal are to sign Lavia, and guys, let me know what you think. If Arsenal are to sign Lavia and keep Partey as well with Declan Rice and Kai Havertz, and Jorginho, is that enough depth in the midfield for them to compete in all competitions?
You think Lavia, Jorginho, Rice, Partey stays.
Yep.
Havertz in midfield, apparently. Emil Smith-Rowe. Yeah, that's probably about enough.
Yeah. No, you know what? It's either Havertz or Emil Smith-Rowe for me in terms of the question marks and the holes. If Havertz, think about it, he got 7 goals on a struggling Chelsea team. If he doesn't get 15 goal contributions, it's a disappointing season for him. And that's
I don't think he
easy
will.
to do with the way we play.
I think
you don't think he'll even get 15?
I don't. Huh? I think he'll be stuck on the bench a lot. I just
think about this.
For me,
he's got 11. Yeah. No, Trossard got 10 goal contributions, and we didn't even play him for a month.
Yeah. But that for me, that shows Trossard outscored Havertz, and Havertz got way more game time in half a season.
Yeah.
For me, and you know why? Because Trossard is a far better player than Havertz. A far better player. Because you know exactly what you're getting out of Trossard, and you know exactly what position he's supposed to play, and he could do a good job in the other positions. Havertz, I don't know what I'm getting. From Leverkusen, I know what I'm getting, but not from Chelsea.
Exactly.
What position does he play? I don't know.
Here's what I think about that move. This is a little bit similar to the Xhaka move when Arteta came in, and everybody thought Xhaka is going to go because he gave a finger to the crowd and all of that, and Arteta gave him a second chance, and then Arteta did everything he could to get him on the pitch, and Xhaka actually responded, and gave him something everybody was happy with. He's trying to do it again. Will he hit lightning in a bottle a second time? We'll see. That man has to, when he gets on the pitch the first time in the summer, as I told a lot of people, it needs to look exactly like when Jesus stepped on the pitch the first time for Arsenal. You just saw boom, the light bulb went on. We're like, okay, we see something here. And then we saw that all the way through until he got injured. If it doesn't look like that, we're going to be in, he's going to have to work double hard to get that guy acclimated to the fans, because you're not going to be happy. That's a lot of money if he can't perform. A lot of money. Yeah,
the pressure is on. The pressure is there. Yeah. I think out of these 3 players, Kai Havertz, and even though it's 65 million pound in comparison to 105 for Declan Rice now, but Kai Havertz is under more pressure than all of these players right now.
Yeah, because he's
coming off poor performances at Chelsea for year in, year out, coming to Arsenal now for 65 million pound. Now I know it's going to be paid in installments, but regardless, it's 65 million pound. All eyes are on Kai Havertz because nobody thinks it makes sense. There are Gooners out there that are saying we got to back the manager, and I believe in what Arteta is doing and Edu is doing, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with what you think.
You can still disagree and have your own personal opinion. That's the thing.
Precisely. You could disagree. And that's what I think. I disagree with the fact that Kai Havertz is going to be great for us, but I'm happy to be wrong. Yeah. And if I'm wrong, I call myself out every time. So Kai Havertz, in my opinion, right now is going to have all eyes on me. You know what I mean? Tupac. It's like that. And he needs to show what he can do. He needs to show that the problem was Chelsea and not Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
Because every Arsenal fan right now believes the latter, that it was him. Francisco is saying, if Arsenal sells Thomas Partey, it would be a dumb move. I agree. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, I would keep him. Have to keep him. Because like we've been saying about depth, you can only have depth if you have the numbers. And you can only have depth if the man on the bench is as good or can do a similar job to the man coming off, right? Because Lokonga can't do what Partey does, so he's not depth. You could play him in a cruddy cup game or whatever, but it's not in a Champions League game, even away to Galatasaray. I wouldn't be throwing Lokonga in there. Fuck that.
Lokonga is going to go back on loan, bro. Lokonga's going to go.
Motherfucker's going to get batteries and fucking cell phones thrown at him in Turkey. I don't trust that fucking guy to do it in midfield, not in a hostile environment, not in a big game. No.
Hopefully, we'll probably send him out to France.
No,
Yeah,
I think Lokonga. Yeah. I think Lokonga goes to Burnley because Vincent Kompany really likes him. Yeah. He speaks very, very highly of Lokonga. So
fair enough. What do you think, DWTT? Thomas Partey?
Yeah, I think if it has nothing to do with football, then he has to go. If it's about football, then he's staying. You know what I mean? Because that's the only. If it's about everything else going on, like in his house, wherever, and of course, whatever it is, then he's got to go. Yeah. He won't get because we won't get the Partey we want. Football wise, we know what we're gonna get. We won't get it for an entire season, and we have to be happy with that because when we get it, it's good.
Yeah.
So it should be an easy for me. It's an easy decision. If it's football related, he's staying. If it's all the other stuff, this might be best he go. You know what I mean? So we'll see if he stays and that stuff comes out. We're gonna, it's gonna be, and they were warned that it might happen. Then it's on Arsenal. But football wise, he stays for me. And like even if he left in January because they bring in Lavia and he sits behind him, and then you've got Lavia and other players that might be able to rotate in with him. Then maybe we'll be better off in the new year.
Right.
But then they can let him go then, because I think we just can't let him go that soon. Only Arsenal can go. You know what? We got into the Champions League, and all of a sudden now we're just going to revamp our midfield.
Right.
This has been a problem. It's been a problem for like the last 6 to 7 years. We're like, look at our midfield going. We keep getting destroyed there. We finally get a solid midfield, and now we're going to let 2 go. The timing is just terrible.
It's like you finally solve a problem and then let's just do it again.
Well, the thing is, we solved the problem, but we kind of showed that the problem, our solution to the problem was more of a Band-Aid.
Yes.
Xhaka came in and gave us a good season. Thomas Partey wasn't as injured this season. I think he only got injured once, but then dropped his head. So we can't count on him when he's not injured even. And that was a problem. After the Liverpool game for me, I remember the Liverpool game at the 18th minute, I said, he needs to come off. Jorginho needs to come on. He's dropped his head. And he cost us 3 games after that. It took Mikel Arteta a long time. And I think one of the points that you made, DWTT, and in the chat, was Mikel Arteta needs to start utilizing his whole squad. But in my opinion,
versatility that everybody talks about. Zinchenko can play midfield. How about if there is a problem at left back that is consistently happening next year? How about you actually use the left back, play him as a left back, forget your inverted plan just for a game or two, just to get through the game, get the result over the line, and do something else, right? Ben White, and that's the thing. We know he could do it because he did it with Ben White. And that wasn't even versatility nobody thought that Ben White had in his locker. So Arteta has the brain power to do it. He has the nous to do it, the footballing IQ, whatever you want to call it, to do it. Now you got to do it again to find solutions. Jesus. Yeah. If you're not going to go buy a right winger, who do you trust? If Saka gets injured, who do you trust more to step in at right wing? Nelson for 10 games, or Gabriel Jesus off the right? I would take Jesus. Have we seen Jesus play off the right wing before? No. And that's when Trossard can hop in at the false 9 or Martinelli, and you've got that covered. That's what I want to see if I was an Arsenal.
Yeah, no, I was going to say those warning signs were there for his rotation being an issue when in that Southampton game, when late in the game, I'm thinking you got Jorginho, bring him on, let's close this thing out. And we didn't. And we lost control in the midfield.
Yep.
And then we had that turnover basically in the midfield. They got the offsides could have get called, but it didn't. And they went on and got the point. So I think that, plus like you said, Jesus can play out on the wing sometimes, especially in a pinch. He's fine to go out there to close out a game or just to give Saka some time on the bench. Let the man rest.
Sorry to cut you off. I was just going to say about Jesus, I'm pretty sure at Man City, his most played position and where he got most of his goals and assists and good performances was off the right. And he also broke out at Fluminense, I believe is the Brazilian club. Jesus came from Brazil to Europe. He broke out as a left winger. So he can play 3 positions, and I think he can play them well. So take advantage of that. Because it's all great. It's like flexing. You have a ton of money, and then when you go out on a date with friends, oh, I don't have any. Well, then don't brag about it.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, also I think you could put Trossard in there as well, and just because if you notice during the games, anyways, they all move around anyway. So once in a while, Martinelli will be in the middle, and Jesus will be out left, and you're like, you know what? You have no answer for it when you don't know who's going to be where, because the next thing you know, he's out in the wing. Woman is in the middle. I mean, those are problems for the defense, and we never get to use them enough. So Arteta needs to just, you know what? I got these options. I'm going to use it. Everybody doesn't get to play, and you know what? He saw that at City. If you look at their squad, not everybody. You don't start every game, and it's fine.
Hell no.
I mean, coincidentally, every time KDB is out, coincidentally going into maybe a big set of games. I believe it's planned, which makes sense to me. You don't need to play him every game.
He's a midfielder next to Rodri. Who would have thunk it? Yeah. Only Pep. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I look at Jesus, and this is a good comment here from Patnos. We still need a striker like Kane to go for big things. Jesus just isn't good enough. Now, I can understand where you're coming from on this. Jesus isn't that 20, 25 goals a season striker. He isn't. The thing with Arsenal Football Club is the way we play, though. Sorry, the way we play is we spread our goals out. So I understand where you're coming from, but for all the goals that Kane scored for Tottenham Hotspur, where did they finish? And here's another point. Now, I'm not coming at you. When we had Aubameyang and he was a goal-scoring machine, where did we finish? When we had Alexis Sanchez and he was a goal-scoring machine, where did we finish? If our goals come from one particular player constantly, we are shut down a lot easier. But if our goals come from every position on the field except for the goalkeeper, which is what we did last season, including the bench, then we become a versatile team and a very hard team to take care of. But I do understand that point. Yeah, I do understand.
If you look at City and the way that, think about how they won their two finals. Yes, they had Haaland on the pitch, but he didn't score.
Yeah,
I mean the goals came from everywhere, but where you think they would when you have and that's kind of what we have, right? Right now we've got at least 4 or 5 players that can give you 15, 20 goal assists in a season. So I like that problem. I'll take that problem any day over a 30 goal guy.
I think so. I'd agree with you. I think so. Look, I'd love to have a goal scorer like a Haaland, like a Kane as well, and add that, because that would be really finishing off the squad. But I don't want it to take away from opportunities that we get in the midfield. Arsenal's midfield has never been a fluent midfield that could score goals. I mean, it was in the 2000s, but since the 2000s, it slowly started to dwindle and become useless. Yeah. Now we're starting to see players. We saw Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, Martin Odegaard all score goals from the middle of the park, something we haven't seen in years.
What I would say... Oh, sorry, go on. If you want to read the comment first, then I could.
Yeah, I was just going to read the comment. Havertz at Bayern was a goal-scoring central attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
Yep. At Chelsea was a false 9. Look to imitate Werner's passage on the Stamford Bridge. That guy will feel forced to prove himself. I'd have to agree. What were you saying, Steve? I'm sorry.
The biggest point for me of why I think you could definitely use a striker: penalties. Penalties. Everybody thinks they're super simple and easy, but if you look at the West Ham game, Saka. Who took most of your penalties last year? Was it Saka?
Saka.
Yeah, Saka took a lot of them.
For a guy in the pressure moment, in terms of a striker that's just going to walk up and score the penalty easy breezy, that would be an Ivan Toney, because his penalty record is absolutely terrific. Absolutely terrific. That would be my biggest thing. And remember, I think in the Europa League, you got eliminated on penalties to Sporting as well. Martinelli missed, I think. And then there was one more penalty shootout you guys lost under Arteta, which... when was that? Was that Europa League against? No, Olympiacos beat you because of the extra time. El Arabi, and then Villarreal just shut you out completely. So I'm trying to think. There might have been one more competition where you lost on pens, or a penalty cost you. And if you notice,
it was Europa.
And if you notice for Man City, the one weakness over the years that you could, if you want to nitpick, if you really want to find something, penalties. Mahrez would miss penalties in a Champions League knockout match or whatever. or in certain Premier League games. I think when Liverpool won the title, Mahrez missed a few crucial penalties as well, and De Bruyne was a bit off. But then they brought in Haaland this year. I think he went 7 for 7 in the Prem and along the way in the Champions League. So for me, having a penalty taker, that's a huge thing because everybody thinks it's just a piece of piss. But
Bukayo Saka, but Bukayo Saka has been taking the penalties for Arsenal, and he's been pretty decent. He hasn't missed too many, so I won't get on Bukayo Saka's back. A penalty taker is
I'm just saying in terms of from what I'm looking at for you guys, if you want to, for you to overtake Man City, it's about the fine details. It's about being better than your opponent and improving on yourself in every single way possible, because to be at Man City's level, you have to be top gun at everything. And even the moments could cost. That's what I'm saying in terms of attention to detail or whatever. In terms of if Saka makes that penalty against West Ham, which was it 2-0 at the time, or
I think it was maybe 2-1. It probably put us
2-1.
I think it was 2-1. It was 2-1. It wasn't 2-0. It was 2-1. Yep.
Yeah, so it could have been 3-1 later in the game. So it's those moments too. And I'm not saying Saka's a bad penalty taker, but I'm saying if you brought in a Jonathan David,
you can see the difference in that penalty kick. He basically was leaning backwards. He didn't want to take that kick. He didn't want to take it at all.
And that's the thing with Ivan Toney. If you watch his body language is everything in penalties. Body language. You ever looked at a penalty shot? It could be World Cup or it could be an FA Cup game. If there's guys have a certain look on their face that you're just like,
I'm a kind of guy. If you're gonna take a penalty, smash it.
Yeah, you have
Van Persie it. Van Persie that shit. You know what I mean? Just Van Persie.
Early in the season, he runs over and he's grabbing the ball. I'm taking this.
Yeah.
Late in the season, he didn't want to take that kick.
And later in the season, like
I don't think anybody wanted to take that kick on the team at that point.
Or Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies for Canada in the World Cup. Yeah. Jonathan Davis should have taken that. And when Alphonso Davies it was a game against Belgium. It was 0-0 at the time. And you saw the look on his face, and it just looked off. With Jonathan David, for example, what I've been banging on about. The guy, whenever he takes the penalties, And again, I'm not saying Saka's a bad penalty taker, but if you did bring in a striker, and that's where I'm agreeing with you with Ivan Toney on a sporting level only, that guy, when he takes penalties, he's missed one in his career. And he's been playing football.
Understood, but I don't see Arsenal going and spending big money on a striker.
Yeah,
Panos is saying Vlahovic would be a perfect choice if the prize is good. You're right, but the cost would be through the roof. And with Arsenal spending 205 million this transfer window and really only being able to generate about 80 to 90 million pound with the sale of players, I don't think they're going to be going for a Vlahovic. I really don't, because that would mean player like Jesus would be sitting on the bench, and that's not going to happen. Again, Ivan Toney, yes, great link-up player. I was talking about him before we got Jesus. So not last season before I was talking about him. Thing with that is he will not want to sit on the bench, and Jesus is not a player that came to Arsenal to sit on the bench. Now, I think that Jesus' contract is going to be stating that he's going to be playing if he's fit to play, and that'll probably be the reason why he left Manchester City, because of minutes. So that's why I look at things like that and think to myself, a striker that we're going to be getting will be a striker who's going to be like a Jurrien Timber, a player who's coming to make a name for himself, and he's going to fight for that position. And he's not going to be a like for like. He's going to be a taller player like Vlahovic, a kind of guy who's going to be an aerial threat. I don't know who we're linked with, because right now we're trying to solidify our midfield. But guys, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the content. I would really like it if you turn your notification bell on, because that'd be hectic. And everyone in the chat, thank you very much for jumping in. And I want my guy DWTT to tell you guys where you can find him, apart from hanging out at his place in the back, chilled. Where can I find you, Mr. DWTT?
Yeah, so in YouTube, DWTT Arsenal in the search bar will get you to my site. Usually today the show will be on in about an hour. I won't be doing it. I have a guest host coming in for me today while I'm away on vacation. Typically Mondays at 12:30 a.m. UK time, I'm on as well. with talking about football. But I'm on vacation again, so this week we'll be off. But yeah, you catch me on those 2 days, and we'll be chatting it up. Weekdays, we just talk about a little bit of football and a lot about everything else. And then on Mondays, it's typically just about football. So
nice.
Thanks.
Busy.
Us a thumbs up there. Yeah.
Busy. Guys, look, please jump onto DWTT's channel. Give him a subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. If you could here, hit the like, turn on the notification bell, give us a subscription. It won't cost you anything. It's cheap. It's free. We won't charge you. We're not the Cronkies. We're not like that.
Cheerful. Cheap and
we're
cheerful.
Saudis. We just give for free. It's all good. Strasbourg Steve, please. G'day, buddy. Please tell them where they can find you. You got to tell them.
Yeah, you can find me, like I said, on Strasbourg Steve on YouTube. It's just Strasbourg space Steve. I think I'm coming up near 300 subscribers, so
nice.
Yeah, man. So that's what I got going on. And Newcastle Fans TV also. I do some videos there as well. So big season for us with UCL. That's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to that draw so much.
Massive.
Oh, man. And I'm going to see Newcastle play 3 games in America for preseason. I'm spending about $2,000, but we won't talk about that.
Who cares? $2,000, man. You're spending it once. You're probably not going to get to spend it again, man. You know what I mean?
And you know what? And you know the best thing is I'm horrible at saving up money. Absolutely horrible. But with this trip, I had to save up. So that's the thing. That's the thing, man. Football's crazy like that. It can.
You spend. We all spend money on it.
Yeah.
Sid, thank you for coming over from Never a Foul. I swear, I really appreciate your support. I really do. I appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate my panel. I appreciate that a Chelsea fan in Sid has subscribed to my channel. It's all love. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to grow a channel. DWTT, Strasbourg Steve. We do the best we can, and your support and everyone in the chat and everyone that subscribed to this channel, your support really goes a long way. Smashing that thumbs up to get the content out there and supporting us through our little adventure of trying to grow our channels. It feels great because we try and do the best we can. We try and give as much as we possibly can there and give you guys, look, we're trying to give you guys our opinions, unbiased, straight to the point, no fucking about. Try to call a spade. So big up Sid for jumping in, I swear. And yeah, people always like realistic fans, and that's what it's about. That is what it's about. It's not about talking out of our asses. I think everybody here can, is solid. We're not here to big up and say we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We're not Spurs fans where we sign 1 or 2 players and we're going to win the league. We're realistic. So big up yourself. And look at that, which my club lacks. Unfortunately, yes. But guys, if you are tuning in later on, we appreciate you for checking out the content. Check out my guys. I will be updating the description to this show to add their links to their channels. If you haven't, like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. It'll be much appreciated. My guys in the building, thank you very much for joining me. Honestly, I really appreciate my panel. An awesome panel, straight from the States, here, there, and everywhere. But guys, I'm out of here from the Aussie Gooner. It's all good. It's all love, and it's Uru, guys. Uru.
Peace.